Alright, and welcome to the Peacekeeper's world. Arguably one of the weaker worlds in the game, but honestly, I actually quite like this world. Titan!
Welcome to
Oh, I'm sorry,
Peacekeepers,
Titan.
Spyro. Looks
Titan.
like our treasure has been turned against us and stolen. Recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
Aye aye, Clancy Brown. Alright. I just love how they're kind of all just talking to each other. It's like, oh shit, it's a dragon! Run! Alright. And those two are shooting cannonballs in between each cannon. Let's ruin their fun. And I prefer to use the D-pad when pushing these cannons around because it's just a lot easier. Alright then. Oh, this guy has no idea what's coming for him. I actually really enjoy this home world. Alright. And I am actually getting through this game kind of fast. If you know what to do, you can beat this game in like 3 hours. That's why I said I want to make it my goal to beat this game in one sitting. Alright. Oh, you think you can hide? Oh, really? That's what you think of me, huh? Well, why don't you just die? You too. They're not actually supposed to do that unless you turn around and look away from them, but sometimes they don't do that. Sometimes they'll just moon you whenever they want to. Yeah. Alright then. So what are these, little baby kangaroos or something? They look like rabbits, actually. Jackrabbits or something, I don't know. All I know is they're poor defenseless animals that we need to kill for health. Alright, so to move on to the next world here, well, you used to be getting 100% anyways, but you need to get a certain amount of gems before you can leave this world. Yeah, 1200 gems, so... And you can return to the Larson's home world if you so need to, but... If you're playing the game the right way, you shouldn't have to. Magnus.
Hi, Spyro! Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
I should really work on my epic trailer voice because, let's be honest, my voice is kind of deep already, and sometimes I can't even tell how deep it actually is because it actually sounds deeper in the recording, but if I say something like, noodles, that's the best epic trailer voice I can do. If I say something like that, it'll sound like twice as deep as it actually does when I'm saying it in person. You know, I've mentioned this in my Kingdom Hearts LP, but my voice did actually start getting pretty deep at a young age. So, to other people it sounds deeper than it actually sounds to me, because most of the time I don't think it sounds that deep at all. But whatever. Alright, get rid of you. And it's a good thing you don't have to worry about if the cannonball is going to go too far or not, because the cannonball pretty much automatically homes in on whatever the closest target is. Alright then. Oh man, this headset is hurting the top of my head, you know. Alright. Oh, I'm sitting in an awkward position here. I'm actually not sitting in my computer chair like I usually do, which is a good thing because that thing makes a lot of noise when I move around in it. Another issue with the Kingdom Hearts LP, but you know, I'm working on improving things, don't worry. I've also learned not to turn off my mic by just, you know, using the button on my headset, because that's also picked up on the microphone. So I just have to click on the record commentary button on my capture software. You know, that makes a lot less noise. Alright. Gunnar.
Well done, Spyro! Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure!
Alright. Yeah, I really need to work on my epic voice. My epic voice. Listen to my buttery voice. Shovel face. I remember when someone introduced me to the Honest Trailer guy on YouTube. Well, I haven't met him in real life, but I remember when someone showed me like the Honest Trailer for like The Walking Dead. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Honest dragon names. Except they're all mostly the same. Just multicolored palette swap things. Yeah. H for honest. Dry Canyon. Okay. Gotta practice it. Practice makes perfect. Alright. This thing's hurting my head. Might take a break after I finish this world and then come back in about 10 minutes. After the video processes. Die. 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 Alright. So, you're actually about to notice here that the levels are actually starting to get a lot bigger. This world has to be at least twice as big as the worlds in the Artisan's Home world, and they do get much bigger. With that said, Stonehill was pretty big, but it wasn't as complex as this, so I guess it just existed to be a very wide open world, and that's it. Alright then. Boom, 2 in 1 go. Feels so satisfying when you're able to do that. Alright, free this dragon. Conan.
Thank you for releasing me.
That probably sounds absolutely terrible on the recording, actually. Because my voice kind of cracks whenever I do that voice. Alright. Caw! Ow. I was aiming for the bird in the sand. So you can actually burn it. And I think if you do manage to burn it, it still kills the guy anyway, so... But it's a fun name for the bird. Alright. Take you down. Gah! Gah! Ooh, a purple gem. Those are pretty rare. We won't be seeing too many of those. So there are basically 5 different colored gems in the game. There's red gems which are worth 1, green gems which are worth 2, blue gems which are worth 5, yellow gems which are worth 10, and purple gems which are worth 25. Boris.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good
I'm not
glider,
even trying at this
Spyro.
point.
I was born to glide.
I was born to glide. That didn't even sound anything like the Honest Trailer guy, but whatever. Go away. Funny thing about those enemies that shoot cannonballs, if you charge into those cannonballs, they don't hurt you. Yeah. Funny thing, that still works in Spyro 2, but not Spyro 3. Kind of weird, but anyways. Check out that awesome MLG gliding tactic there. Maximos.
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled, with a pinch of salt.
Sounds yummy. I just had lunch though, so no thanks. You know, lunch, the thing I've said a few times in my past LPs I don't eat, but whatever. Alright. Alright. Ooh, missed some enemies over here. Don't want to miss them. By some, I mean like one. Alright. Another thing I should bring up here is that you have this dodge roll move that you can do by pressing either L1 or R1. But distance is kind of terrible, so it's not really... Well, I guess if you hold it down, you have to hold it down, basically. But, there's really no real use for it, it's just kind of there. Guessing they just ran out of ideas for moves for Spyro to use. But then for some reason they removed it in the later games. Alright then.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you're a wee
Forgot to
puppy
say his
smoke,
name. Wasn't paying
we've
attention.
known,
You've known?
I forget.
Alright then. Come on! Ah. Birds! Caca! Oh boy. Alright. More birds. Die. 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 Did I get the key yet? Yes, I did. Good. Funny thing is, I've played this game so much, I often just kind of go up to the chest and I'm like... And usually I have the key, but if for some reason I forgot to pick up the key, I'm just like... Well, there's a thing that's not happening right now, because... I mean, I've played this game so much that I've pretty much have my own route of the game memorized. Which is why I'm getting through it so fast. I don't even think I've been recording like an hour yet. Probably been recording well under an hour right by now. Alright, glide over here. And hope we don't miss it. There we go. Alright. Put the key in the lock and give me my gems. And we're done. Yep, not even an hour yet. Sorry if you heard a lot of movement there. I was checking my time, and my computer screen is all the way over there, and I'm in front of my TV. So it's pretty much the reverse of what I've usually been doing, but, you know, whatever. Alright, Cliff Town. This is actually a pretty fun level. I used to be a good bit involved in the Spyro community on YouTube back when it kind of started. There was actually not a very big community, but there was still a Spyro community, and there were some pretty cool people in it. And I was among them. I was kind of the biggest loser out of all of them, but I was among them, and I remember a bunch of people making these videos of a certain challenge where you climb up a bunch of steps in this world by charge jumping, and if you can make it all the way to the top without accidentally without accidentally headbutting into the steps like this, well, you'd be deemed he who has no life and can do stupid things that no one cares about. But in all seriousness, it was actually pretty cool that people were able to do that. I only ever managed to do it like once, and I never recorded it. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on camera, but I can try when I get there. After I finish the actual level. And that thief is taunting me. Get back here, thief. Come get your just desserts. Okay, I got kind of interrupted there, and by interrupted I mean intruded upon, but whatever. Alright. Back to more fun times with Spyro the Dragon. Alright. I think that's what the majority of the rest of this LP is going to boil down to for me. Just me saying how fun this game is and just not talking about much else. Besides any other facts that I can think of, but I think I've pretty much said every fact that I need to already, so... You know, aside from the one that we'll be getting to in the next world, but whatever.
How's a
Helvor.
dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Whatever you say, Clancy. Alright. Alright. So now we've got some gems up here we can get, except not actually up here, but whatever. Alright. Now let's see if we can hit this rocket up here. Yep. And I like watching the rockets fly off and hit whatever they're supposed to go hit. Funny thing, actually, and one of the later Spyro games, A Hero's Tale, it's actually possible if you flame a rocket that the rocket won't actually hit what it's supposed to go after. So that actually happened to me a couple of times when I played that game. Yeah. I might get around to playing A Hero's Tale since it's the only good Spyro game to actually come out of the post-Insomniac Spyro era, but whatever. I have to see how well my Elgato can do with recording the PS2. I'm pretty sure it should be able to record it just fine with component cables, which is what I have to use for the PS3 anyway, is component cables. Unless there's some way, and if someone knows this, please tell me how to do it. If there's any way to record PS3 with HDMI. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with component cables, it looks pretty much just as good as an HDMI anyway, but still, if someone knows how I can record HDMI off how I can record the PS3 with HDMI, please tell me how, because that'd be really helpful. Probably get some better audio quality than just a standard 2-channel audio that you get with the red and white cables.
Hey, what's
Enzo.
on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Not that there's anything wrong with just 2-channel audio. I'm pretty sure most people are only really using like 2 speakers or headphones to listen to this video anyway, so... Alright, so here's actually an interesting thing about developing Spyro. You'll notice that this game doesn't have like a lot of the things that a lot of old 3D PS1 games had, where they just kind of covered parts of the game that weren't drawn in yet with fog or just flat out darkness, but this game doesn't do that. This game, like as you'll notice as I glide over here, everything over here will kind of just build up in detail as I fly over here, and granted, it still makes the game look pretty dated, but that's pretty much what games do nowadays, is as you get closer to objects, they'll increase in their level of detail. And it's just pretty neat how Spyro was one of those games that kind of, you know, built that philosophy with games. Where, you know, instead of covering a bad draw distance with artificial fog or something, you just increase an object's level of detail as you get closer and closer to it. And a lot of PS1 and especially in 64 games will just kind of try to hide areas that are outside of the draw distance with the by angling the camera pretty low. Like, imagine playing the game, like, if I can get the camera right, imagine playing all of Spyro with the camera just like this. That's basically what some N64 platformers are like. Now, it's funny I say that, I've actually never owned a Nintendo 64. Marco.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind there.
Yeah, Spyro boy, here's the whirlwind. But, oops, didn't mean to hit my mic again. I'm not actually hitting my mic, I'm hitting the little thing that the mic is attached to, but whatever. The clip, I guess it's called. And there's another purple gem. But, yeah, I never owned a Nintendo 64. In fact, I've never owned any home game console besides PlayStation. But I am thinking of getting a Wii U just because Bayonetta 2 is coming out. I haven't even played Bayonetta 1 yet, but you get Bayonetta 1 with Bayonetta 2, so it's like, you might as well. And of course the new Smash Brothers, which I haven't even been paying a lot of attention to. Heck, I haven't actually seen any trailers for Bayonetta 2, I've just seen gameplay of Bayonetta 1 and it's like, I want this game now. But, PS3 version of Bayonetta sucks, so that's why I haven't played it yet. At least from what other people have told me, the PS3 version kinda sucks. But, you know. But enough about Bayonetta, back to Spyro, what do I have to say? First of all, I'm missing 6 gems here, this is not cool. Where could I be missing the net? Alright. Well, now the hunt begins. I did it, and that's on camera. That's the hard part of it. Well, I found 4 of them. Where are the other 2? The game just started playing a different music track. Okay, this is weird. And I just found it. Well, this is interesting. It's playing a different music track that's not supposed to be played here, but whatever.